Thank you for listening to Spill the Tea Tuesday. Today I have Amanda with me.
Hello.
Amanda's my friend. She lives in Arizona. Right now she's like driving around in an RV and she's doing like a lot of fun experiences.
Just seeing Joshua Trees and Vegas Strip.
You've tried waxing yourself on the RV. I'm sure that's fun.
Oh yeah, it's a very tiny space to get down to my nitty gritties.
You're like, can you close the bathroom door? Wait, fold up the dining table. I need to move my labia.
Yeah, I need to lay down. Can you, by the way, I'm going to put my leg up here. Can you rip this strip for me? I need a little bit
It's
of help.
sweaty in here. Blow on my anus. So, what were we going to talk about today anyway?
Well, given this experience of traveling, and with a new person that, we're just getting to know each other. I was curious because I always wax my nostrils, like the hair that comes
I
out.
thought you were going to say your lady bits, but okay, your nose.
My nose. And he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm waxing my nose hairs. You stick the little stick up there and you pinch it together and,
Pull it out."
And he was like, "Oh my gosh, that might be easier than what I'm doing." And I was like, "Well, what are you doing?" And he was like, "Well, my ex just kind of plucks my nose hairs out for me. Like we just pluck the ones that stick out." And I was like, "Oh my God, one at a time."
You said has like currently.
Uh,
She doesn't like visit him and
no,
pluck his...
no, had.
Hey, it's our monthly visit. Let me see them nostrils.
And no, yeah, no, had. And so he's been doing it himself, plucking his nose
He's
hairs
like, "Oh,
out.
here it comes." Doing your nose hairs is the worst feeling. I feel like that could be part of like a torture session, as doing one nose hair at a time.
Oh, he was pretty much guaranteed that she was psychologically just torturing him by pulling out his nose hairs.
He's like, "This can't be normal." And she's like, "Yeah, it is. Suck it up."
So I did his nose hairs and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I have been tortured for like the entire time."
He thought it was easier?
Yeah, that way easier. He like put it up there and then I was like, "Listen, we're going to do this." He's like, "It is so much easier if you pull the stick out than me because for some reason it just feels better."
When he does it himself.
Yeah, so I did the initial, like, put it in there. And since he has a beard, we do like wax paper over his mustache so it doesn't get in there. And then he just like waits till it dries and then like rips it out. And he's like, "I can do this all day long." He's like, "This is like magical."
I love how you have your own system with like cookie sheet wax paper. It's the whole at-home version of being waxed. That's hilarious. And then I love how people who aren't in the industry say plucked. Because it just brings my grandmother's voice in my head because my grandmother was a beautician and cosmetologist for like her whole life basically, and whenever anybody said pluck, she'd say, "You pluck chickens, you tweeze hairs." And so whenever anybody says pluck, it's like I hear my grandmother's voice. "You pluck chickens."
Well, I think he was plucking a lot of chickens out of his nose hairs. Like his nose. Pretty rough. Oh, one, and he would just like cry. I was like, "Do show me how this was happening."
That makes me want to cry just thinking about how that would feel.
Oh,
why would you want to pull one at a time? That is torturous.
yeah.
Hey, good for him. He was a good guy. He's like, "I'll do it. My wife says I'll do it."
Yeah. And so I was
You
like,
say this is the best way to do it, I'll do it.
yeah, curious.
He listens well.
Very well.
So you saved him, long story short.
Yeah. And he was like, "What's the benefit of this?" And I was like, "I feel like it's just easier and cleaner. Like you just kind of,
You can breathe better, that's for sure. Everybody that I wax their nose, they're like, "I can breathe again." And I'm like, congratulations.
Yeah, and you don't like touch your nose and you're like, "Why is it so prickly?"
I feel like I get more drippy when I wax my nose. I feel like I need the filter there. If I start getting like kind of like spider leggy out of my nostrils, you have to let me know because I don't see it yet, but I might be like, I don't know. You know how other people see things?
Well, I feel like it's like the older you get, though, you feel like your nose hairs grows longer.
They get all Rapunzel-like.
Yeah.
Your boogers are climbing up the hairs.
It's definitely a challenge.
May I enter the tower? I don't know why boogers had an accent, but man, I think, have you seen those videos where people do the nose waxing with Q-tips?
Oh, when they leave they pull it out
how
and
stupid is that?
I know, right?
Like, come on. use a stick. I would have never thought to use a Q-tip.
Yeah, you'd leave a little. It would. I think it's hilarious, but
I mean, it's funny to watch because it's not you.
yeah.
If it was myself, that'd be horrible. There was this one kid that was on YouTube and he was like, okay guys, like I'm gonna do my nose, and he had Q-tips and I'm like, I already know this is gonna be horrible and the sticks are gonna come out and the Q-tip part is gonna like stay in there. I already know. So why do I sit and watch the whole next 20-minute video? I don't know, but I did. And he ends up pulling it and then he's like, what? And then he like can't get it out, and then he's like trying to pull on it, and then his nose is all swollen and red. He's in the car and he's like, hey guys, so here's the and he's talking with like the nostrily kind of voice. He's like, so my mom's on her way to the emergency room. And then the mom is like all pissed off, like driving and like looking over like it's so stupid. So they end up like having to pull it all out. And I'm like, if that mom had taken him just to a wax studio versus the ER, I'm sure the wax person, like the esthetician,
just put more
wax,
would put more
wax to make it connect and just pull that sucker out. They would have saved them a bunch of money.
I would have been like, we're going to go to the bathroom, get some real sticks, and then rehear it.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, just like people are dumb. That's why you don't wax yourself at home, people. I was saying that to my friend who waxes herself at home.
I've had some training though with my great friend who has taught me very well on how to do things. And a good keynote is if it drips on the floor, do not touch it until it's fully dry. Because then you just pluck it up.
You pluck it. There's the word again. Yeah, just pop it right off the floor. Yeah, exactly. People panic and then they're like, ah, and then they just spread it everywhere. And then it's like thin, hard wax everywhere.
Just think of it like a murder scene. Wait till things dry.
Like a murder scene. What murder scenes are you letting dry out? Now I'm concerned. Do I need to call people that you're traveling with? You're in an RV going cross country. Let the murder scene dry out.
It's fine. I'm perfectly safe.
Netflix original come out soon.
Just follow the journeys of Amanda. It's fine.
Right? Oh my goodness.
Coming to you soon on TikTok.
What else have you tried to wax by yourself?
Well, my armpits, those ones are super easy.
They're easy, but I feel like I always go cross-eyed when I'm trying to like.
And then you get that blurriness in your eyeballs, and you're like, "Why am I seeing a light?"
You get the pain behind the one that's furthest away, and you're like, "Oh!"
It's more of you holding your upper arm and then ripping with the other one, so you can hold a little bit of skin.
Yeah.
Those ones are kind of rough.
Trying to keep it taut.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard. I mean, I do my own Brazilian, but I have to grab my booty cheek and like pull it backwards so that it makes the front more taut. So then that way I can still pull on the top side and then have one hand free to pull the strip. But it's a lot of scooting. I look like a dog that's on the floor, like scoot, 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 and then rip. Scoot, scoot, pull.
Yeah, I don't do any of the butt myself. That I'll just go.
Oh my gosh. Did I tell you
hard.
about me doing my own butt at the spa when I first opened?
Oh
my gosh. So when I first opened Eden Waxing Skincare and Body, the brick and mortar off Charleston, now we have 2 locations, so it's Eden, West Charleston. But anyway, I was there by myself in the very beginning, and I didn't really have a lot of walk-ins. Nobody knew we like existed yet, you know? So other than like my regular people that had followed me. So I was in the treatment room, the front door was unlocked, and I had like a little bell on the door, and when people open the door, you hear like ding, 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 ding-a-ling, whatever. It's not a very good bell, sorry. But you could hear the bell on the door. So I'm in one of the treatment rooms, the door's shut, and I have my pants off. I'm Winnie the Poohing it because I have my shirt still on. And I did my whole front side of the Brazilian, and then I go to do the back, and I'm like laying on the table, like trying to curl my knees up real high. And I'm like, nah, that's not going to work. So then I get off the table and I'm like leaning forward, and I'm like, maybe if I get enough wax, I can just let it like waterfall effect. If I go to the top of my crack and just let it kind of squeegee its way in there on its own, like a natural lava effect. So I'm like, okay, I'll just kind of do that. So I lean forward and I get the big blob. I'm letting it like kind of go into the crevices and like, ooh, warm. Just letting it get in there. And then I kind of paint stroke it into my bum. And I was like, now how am I going to get this off? Right. So I'm like leaning forward. I'm like waddle over to like the standing mirror because I'm like, how am I going to go about this? I can't like go an upward stroke. I can't reach that way. So I'm going to have to like pull down the same way I applied it. I'm like, I'm probably going to break hairs. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like mad at myself. Whatever. The wax has to come off. Wax on, wax off. So I'm leaning forward and I'm reaching back there to grab like a little the end of the wax to get myself a little tab. And right when I'm like picking it, I hear ding, ding, ding on the door. And I'm leaning forward. My pants are off. I don't have shoes on. I'm like, I'm in a compromised situation. So I panic and I just grab it like and just pull. So like the whole thing comes off and I'm just like, I throw it away and I throw my gloves off and I throw my pants on, no underwear. I'm like, and then I go out barefoot, like in my socks. And I peek my head out the door. I'll be there in just a second. And I like run back, get the rest of my stuff on, and I walk out and I'm like all confuzzled. I'm sweating. Like I look, nobody's in there. Somebody had walked in thinking we were the coffee shop next door and just had left. And I was like, oh my gosh, the panic was there. It's for real. Yeah. I learned to lock the door after that.
Yeah. Never get caught with your pants down.
I totally would have. They could have stolen all my money, the TVs. I was bent over and compromised for sure. I wonder if you can wax dogs' buttholes.
I feel like that'd be pretty painful for them.
Yeah, I mean, I know they get buzz and stuff. The only reason why I think that is because my dog just bent over in front of me. That's why I'm like, You're like, call my dog groomer, Justine. I think we have another add-on that we could do for your business. Let's collaborate.
You're like, where else can I find hair?
They have a little sanitary cleanse where they like buzz it. I wonder if you just like go around the anus, just do a little ring, of wax. Take that off. Yeah. Hot Pebbles. Talking to my dog. Hot Pebbles.
Yeah, she's
Do you want your bumhole waxed? She looked away like, no.
Please stay away. I'm going to sit down now.
I mean, the only thing I really hate waxing are my toes.
Oh, I've never really done that. I just have shaved my toes.
Oh, it just gave me goosebumps thinking about it. It doesn't feel good to me anyway.
I do like my legs to get waxed.
Do you like the way it feels?
Yeah.
That's a first.
I don't mind getting my legs waxed.
Oh my gosh. Pulling wax off of my shins feels like you might as well be ripping my flesh off my body. That's what it feels like for me.
No, I hate shaving my legs.
I will do my Brazilian 40 times before I let somebody wax my legs. No, spank you.
I do that one myself.
Your legs?
Yeah.
Oh, when I do get my legs done, which is very, very rare, I'll do it myself. Because it's like I have to inflict my own pain.
I do feel like sometimes mentally it does help when you're ripping it off yourself.
Because you have to like egg yourself on.
Yeah, you're like,
I got this.
Rip. Yeah.
Or it's because you're by yourself. And you're just like, well, what else am I going to do?
Yeah,
I don't have anybody else to do it for me. I tried doing at-home sugar on Bo's back. Bo's my husband. Because I didn't have any pots here, and like with a can of sugar, you should have it in a warmer a little bit, So I was like, I don't need any strips or this or that. I can just use a glove and, grab some out of there and do his back. Well, the one I had ordered said that you didn't really need to be heated too much. So I just did kind of like how you melt down chocolate. Like I just did boiling water, and then I set the can into the boiling water until it like was warm. And then I just grabbed what I needed, and I was doing his upper back and shoulders, and sugaring. You have to like push the sugar into like against the growth of the hair, and then you whip it with your hand, like a whippy. I'm showing her.
No, I'm over here nodding my head. Yeah,
yeah.
You like whip it. Yeah,
trying to show her my hand whipping. So you kind of have to like whip it to pull the hair out. And he's like, "This is horrible." He's like, "Just go to the shop and get the wax and bring it home." He's like, "This is horrible. Why do people do this?" And I was like, I don't know.
Because it collects the hair as you do it, right? Because you use the same sugar ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, it's fine. Like I've done my arms and stuff with it. It doesn't bother me. But I also use kind of that same technique with hard wax sometimes. I'll just smush my fingers into it until I can feel it's like kind of firm, and then I'll whip it, you know. But I feel like like I can do both. I just prefer hard wax.
I mean, I love hard wax. Hard wax is probably my favorite. I don't use a lot
Mhm.
of the soft wax.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've just had this online male Brazilian course launch this week, which is super exciting, or this last week. And Amanda, because she's not licensed, she hasn't worked in a waxing studio, nothing like that. I kind of want to experiment with Amanda and see if this is something I can guarantee, like any new esthetician getting out of school can like do my course and then know how to do a male Brazilian. So Amanda's boyfriend is kind of curious about the male Brazilian. So I'm going to use Amanda as my test subject. I'm going to give her access to the course and have her take the course, and then she's going to possibly um, use her friend as like a male model.
Yeah, he's all for it. So he's very actually kind of excited. He was saying the other day, and he's like, "Are we gonna get on this? Because it's trying to drive me crazy." Because he's just a shaver, and so I was like, "You're
Is he just
starting
letting
to,
it grow?"
yeah." And he's starting to irritate his skin because he's shaving it so much, and he's
Mm-hmm.
like, "How we do with our legs? You don't pay attention." And so I was like, "You're really irritating your skin. So let's like see about waxing this." And he's like, "I'm game." So we're gonna try to tackle that little area.
Tackle it, strap him down, tape his legs to the. Just kidding.
So
So yeah, I'm excited though because the people I've been working with are like, we'd like to know that we can guarantee that somebody without any experience can accomplish this at the end of the course. So this is a great way to test that theory. And I feel really confident. I feel really confident. Not only are you going to know how to do the Brazilian, but you're going to feel confident doing it, and you're going to learn a tip or trick or two along the way, um, and about like ingredients and stuff too.
yeah, no, I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Maybe we could do a tour together and go to some of the schools. And I could be like, "Do you know nothing? Neither did she."
I know all now.
And now she knows it all. Buy the course. The end.
Yeah, no, I'm excited because I mean,
Yeah.
I get the gist of like how to play with the wax and how to get it on there and temperature wise and stuff. So, but like I don't know like how to like your placement and like how to pull like especially on a male.
Technique.
Like I'm used to myself just because I know my body,
Yeah. The lady
and I know
bits.
how my hair grows and
Mhm.
everything. So I'm really curious on.
Well, also too, doing it on yourself is different than doing it on someone else. So like, would you feel confident doing like my Brazilian?
I'd be confident doing everything except for like the middle part, like
The
the
labia?
side, yeah, like the sides and
Like
like the
bikini.
top, yeah, the bikini area. Like I'd
Mm-hmm.
be because I've done my girls because
Mm-hmm.
they've just been showed up in like panties and they're
Yeah.
like, I need you to like
Clean
I'm
outside my panty
sticking
line.
outside my bathing suit when
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm totally comfortable with like getting in there and like
Yeah.
doing that. So
I wonder if I should do a female Brazilian online course too.
and that would be interesting because a lot of people who don't know but want to do themselves know more of like placement and like how the hair grows and which way it needs to be placed and how it needs to be pulled off.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I wouldn't know any of these things if I didn't, ask you the 100 questions I did before tackling it all myself. So
Oh, to live closer again.
I know.
It would be nice. Anywho. Well, thank you for listening to Spill the Tea Tuesday. Until next time, bye.